So, here.
Yeah.
You're on, yes?
Hi guys, Tiffany here. It's been a while since we've had Sew Sunday. So today's Sunday and I'm going to do some sewing, and I hope you guys are using your Sundays to sew as well. So, hi Tiffany. So if you're new here, hit the subscribe button so that you can get all the live videos from my channel, and as well as the little bell that pops up so you can get a notification when I'm on. And also, don't forget to like my videos. Yay! So anyway, so like I said, today's Sunday and I'm going to do some sewing, and I haven't got the thing on yet, so I don't know if anybody's here because my phone is slow. So, alright, make sure the volume is down. The husband's playing with the lights. Don't forget to get some of the Paloma, everyone. It's supposed to say thumbs up. That's okay. Hi, Sandy. Alright, so let's get to it. I had to go run to Walmart. And so like on day, you just lift it up. Tip the whole thing up. Up, up, up. Not in my eyeballs though.
It's not doing it. It's not what I want.
Oh, my husband's trying to play with the lighting. So here's a bit of news. Hopefully within the next week, this probably won't be the last video out here, but probably the second to last video out in the garage. So as soon as we are done doing a little bit of sewing here, I will take you guys and tour my sewing space in the house. Yay! I'm going to be in the house. So, hi Diane, hi Dewana, hi Tracy.
Scott says hi.
Scott says hi to everyone. He's out here playing with lights, trying to make sure I can be seen better.
What? No, it's, you have a glare on the front of the Juki. It kind of...
Oh, well then turn the light down more.
It's not this light. I don't know what's doing it.
Could be these. I don't know. Don't ask me. Hi Ramona. Alright, so what was I saying before I said I'm going next? Oh, so I had to go to Walmart real quick with the hubs because, as you guys know, I didn't have enough fabric for my backing, because remember, my customer's quilt top, the top itself now is 106 by 106. Probably even bigger. That's just because we haven't laid it on the ground. That's just our overall by adding measurements, but never know, could be bigger. And so the back had to be the same, but we only have enough of the snowman fabric left to cut 6-inch strips, and I need 12 6-inch strips, or else I would have been able to go bigger, which I was hoping for, but I couldn't. So I need to add 3.5 inches, well, it'll come out as 3 inches of something else. So I went and got more of that red with polka dot over at Walmart, because the only way I'm going to keep going to make this border to where it's at least hanging over by 2-3 inches at the most, so that I can lay it out right to get them to match up properly, is to have a little bit of hangover, which I'm going to make this one the hangover and cut off material. So I am going to cut this fabric here and put this border on, and then cut this fabric here and put that border on. I'm going to do it the simple, easy way that I am doing this whole backing. Even though this is a directional fabric, the snowman one, I'm just going to cut it and just put it on in a directional manner. I'm not going to miter the corners like I did on the top, the quilt top itself. On the back, I'm not worried. I'm just going to butt them up to each other and be done. So, alright, so I'm going to... Yeah, alright. So, and as you can tell, I have my nice big huge handy ironing board that I made sitting right here next to me, so I can use it to throw everything on. And I took my little thing off my sewing machine. And let's see, I want to cut this all at once. And the guy folded it. We had a guy cut my fabric this time. So I need to cut, oh, it's a fly, yeah.
Yes, there's a fly.
I need to cut 12 or 13 3.5-inch strips. So I'm hoping, wow, that's really off. There's going to be a little bit of waste on this. So if you ever have that from the fabric store where one fabric doesn't meet, just match the closest that you can to it where they both have the same amount of cutoff, and just flatten it out. I'm not too worried because, like I said, this is the back of the quilt and it doesn't have to be perfection. I'm not worried like I was with the top of the quilt. And I'm not really worried about wasting this fabric because I got exactly enough to do this quilt. So I'm just going to make sure it's all nice and flat. Grab my ruler. I'm going to use my weight to make a start line. Line it up I'm going to make sure that my folded over edge is on the line. And I'm going to make a straight cut to start. And those of you who are right and left-handed, that is awesome because I am. And those that are just right-handed, find a different way to cut. I never found a way to cut just the, you know, when I start off yet with just my right hand, because the rulers always hang off my table. Alright, some of this I'll save, the rest of it I'll cut off, but I'll just put it in my save pile for now. Now I'm going to slide this over to 3.5 inches, and I'm using the 3.5 inch mark on my ruler instead of my cutting mat.
Diane says maybe since the back of the quilt is also another quilt, maybe you'll get a big tip.
Maybe. I'm pretty sure the lady's going to hook me up, honestly. I'm not too worried about that. It's the quilting part that I'm worried about right now because I don't really want a free motion, but I'm probably going to have to. But we'll see. I'm going to talk to the lady about extending my deadline and see what happens. I'll just tell her all the crap that's been going on. It's been hectic. Either I'm having an MS issue, or I'm just exhausted, or it's the kids in the daycare, or now I'm moving my space around. So there's so many things going on.
Teenagers are pain some days.
Yes, mine are, at least. Yep. And I get these little pieces that just did not cut, so I go through and...
Maybe you need a new blade, honey.
I didn't feel like switching anything until I
Okay.
got in the house. This was going to be the last of this quilt using this blade.
Tiff Smith says can't wait to see you quilted on a domestic.
Yeah, we're going to see. If the lady pushes my deadline, then it'll be long-armed. But if she can't push my deadline, if I have to have it done before Thanksgiving, which is, what, 5 days away? 4 days away?
4 days away.
Then it's going to be done on this. Don't mind me, guys. I'm still sick. Like, it just doesn't want to go away. Runny nose and cough. And every time I lay down, the cough is actually worse than what you guys are hearing right now. Like,
Honey, do you want one of your other rotary cutters right here? These ones?
let me see. The one that's closest has a sharper blade, I think. And then we go switching to this one, the actually more safer one, because it closes itself. Let's see if this one has got a sharper blade. Oh wow, that.
Maybe it doesn't.
One of them has a brand. Nope, it cut. One of them has a brand new blade. One of them doesn't. Let's try the other one. I have so many rotary cutters. Well, I have 4. What have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need to do 9.
So each one is 2?
Yep.
Okay, then yes, you have 8. Hi.
Who's saying hi?
The lady just said hi to me a little bit ago.
Oh.
It went off so quick though.
Oh, that was Sinead.
I didn't want to screw her name up.
Yep.
Yep.
I had screwed it up when I first, and until I learned it.
Okay.
So.
I was just gonna.
I used to call her Miss Rodriguez.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, Miss Rodriguez. Well, you don't get yelled at.
Sandy calls her Rodriguez, so that she doesn't say it wrong too.
Yeah.
But I used to say it wrong at first, but now I know right. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And one more cut for a 13th piece. Just gonna move that out of the way.
We're talking about kids moving out being tough.
Yeah.
Ours was an issue. She wanted out, she wanted back, she wanted out, she wanted back. She didn't know what she wants, so we made up her mind for her. She's out.
I don't even have a little over half, 26 inches left over, just in case I need more. All right, I'm gonna turn these and cut the selvage off real quick. And I have a fly bothering me.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
That's not going to happen when I go in the house. No more.
There's a bunch
no
of
more
them
moths,
in
no
here.
more flies, no more anything.
They're on your curtain over there. I don't know why, but I noticed that's where they seem to congregate.
Trying to just align the salvages up so I don't waste too much fabric. I need as much of my length as possible.
You got 12 people on watching it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. So what's everyone up to this Sunday? Everyone go to church and have good food? I made enchiladas for dinner. Some like bomb-ass enchiladas, let me tell you. I actually ate two, and my enchiladas are like, I don't know, that big around, by like that long. They are huge enchiladas, and let me tell you, I ate two of them because I was starving, plus as well as the fact that they were just so good. And I'm in a lot of pain too, and I have surprisingly stood up long enough to prep dinner, let me tell you.
Hey, you had some help.
I had the husband help though.
He
He likes helping me.
I like cooking together. I think it's very fun when we cook together.
We had the girls today, and I fed them enchiladas off of my plate.
And they loved it.
And they loved it.
The one kept coming back for more and more and more. She couldn't get enough.
Trying to align all these salvages up. I don't want to waste too much fabric. You don't have to stay out here the whole time, Scott.
Well, Dewana had to get her brakes fixed, huh?
Hey, Dewana, since you're here, did you get your package yet? You're the only one I didn't know if you got your package yet. Stay nice and straight. Nice and straight. There we go.
Poor man Sonny wants to know if you ate all your German chocolate cake yet.
I have one more piece.
She has one little piece left.
And I'm not eating it. Scott's gonna.
We saved our boy and me saved the last piece, the last of, like half the cake for her because I was eating a piece every day and he had like 2 pieces. So we saved the last of it for her, and now the last piece kind of went a little hard, so now I get to eat it.
The pan is like this big. It's more than 12 inches by...
It's a 13 by 9, isn't
yeah,
it?
13 by 9.
And
Yeah.
it was quite large. It filled it all the way up.
I ate a lot of cake. A whole heck of a lot of cake. Alright.
It was very good, though.
Yeah, So I'm going to do this the same way as I would do a quick and easy binding. I am just going to let me put myself a little table here. I don't know about you guys, but I actually like having my extended table on when I'm doing piecing as well as quilting. For some reason, I don't know, it helps me keep everything together properly, I guess. It gives me that extra place to lay things down. So.
I don't know if Tawana heard you. She still hasn't said anything other than her getting her brakes fixed. I don't know if she heard you about getting her package.
Let's see. I'm trying to scroll through the comments to see. Dewana, did you get your package? I don't know if you heard me when I said it last time.
Oh, yes. She got it. And she even sent you a card. You didn't have to tell us that. We'll get the card.
Well, I'm glad you got it. You guys all got more than you expected to get, right? I made sure everybody got a little bit more than 3 pounds each. That's a lot of scraps.
Yeah.
It was more than I could fit in that little dinky box, because the little dinky box, I wasn't even able to get you guys 3 blocks worth fit in that thing. So I'm just hooking these together. I just pick up one piece, flop one right sides together. It's so super simple. I'm not even gonna press, just like the last time. So I just take that last end and I just keep it folded because the right side is up and it faces up. Take the next piece, put the right side together. Oops, and I just hit my tension gauge accidentally. And then just line them up as much as on the table and sew on down. How's everyone's weather this evening? It's chilly, but I think I'm starting to acclimate to the weather.
Yeah, and it's like 80 during the day here and 50 at night.
It was 43 this morning.
Okay.
That's not 50, that's 43. That's cold for me. Like super cold for me.
Dwana's computer's running slow.
Oh, that sucks.
How about Thanksgiving?
Don't we all just hate computers and technology? I do.
Oh, you like it more than I do.
Scott wants to know what you guys are all doing for Thanksgiving. Is everybody going somewhere or having family come to you?
Vicky says it's 15 degrees there.
Who did?
Vicky.
Oh yeah, she told me early this morning when we were talking that it was 2. She said, "Yep, you can have your 2-degree weather." Not me. I'm not doing it ever. I think the coldest I've ever been was what, 22, 23 down in Flagstaff when it was during that snowstorm.
I don't know how cold it was there.
It's like 22, 23.
You talking when we went to the Grand Canyon?
Yeah, when
And we got the blizzard?
Yeah.
I don't know how cold it was there. It was pretty cold.
It was so cold that while we were driving in snow, our tires on the rims had ice shards sticking out of it. We even took pictures. It was pretty cool. But pretty cool as in frozen. I can't, there's no way I would be able to live with that every day. No way. Okay, now to trim them all apart, and I'll have one big, huge, long piece that I'm not even going to press until it's on the quilt.
Now Vicky's going to her daughter's. Poor Man Sewings is going to Aunt's. To Rick's aunt's, I believe she said. The comments come and go so quick on here, I can't get them to come back on mine.
On here I have a long screen. If you were to turn that screen, but it would ruin the picture for everybody.
That's okay. Then we'll leave this screen the way it is.
Car seat out of the way.
Oh, I'm sorry, I could have done that.
Oh, it's okay.
Diane's going to her niece's.
Alright. There's the top. So let's choose a side. Or a top, actually. We'll choose a top and start there.
Teresa's kids and grandchildren are coming to her.
Yep.
So she's going to have a big one.
Yep, she told me that one.
We do the big one here at Christmas, where everybody comes to us.
Oh, shit.
But all the other holidays, we don't mind going to their house. Makes it easy.
Less I have to be up. I did do Christmas, no. Was it Christmas in my wheelchair 3 years ago?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, I was in my wheelchair and made Christmas dinner for a lot of people in my wheelchair a few years ago.
Yes, you had a whole one in your wheelchair.
That was a lot of work, but I had a lot of help. But we had a lot of family in.
Duana's not going to cook much. She's staying home. And Vicky says you're going to warm up with the big quilt on your lap.
Yeah. Actually, if I wanted to, I have a quilt directly below this table that you guys see me on that I was working on that it's not finished, but I could lay it on my lap if I wanted to. It's not finished, but it will get finished. I'm just going to sew my 1/4 seam all the way down. I have the red one sitting on the floor in a big pile, and this one mostly on the table. Mostly on the table.
I tried, Teresa.
Here's one. Turkey or ham for Thanksgiving? I want to know. Personally, I'm a ham girl. I love ham. But everyone seems to make turkey. Blah, blah. I like turkey. Don't get me wrong. But I love me a ham.
Teresa's a ham.
Honey-glazed ham with pineapple. Oh, it's amazing. Amazing.
Ramona's staying home. She works retail, so she's just staying home and having a quiet time. Vicky's a turkey and pies. She's having pies too. I'm a turkey, and I think most of our family is a turkey, but Tiff is a ham girl. She likes that ham.
And if it's my turn to cook, I make ham. And you know what? Nobody complains either because
Oh no,
it is amazing.
your ham is good. We don't complain at all. Heck no.
Sounded weird for a second.
Linda's a turkey. Poor man's son is making some banana pudding.
Ooh, yummy. Are you gonna send me some? I hate that we can't send people like food when we all talk about food.
I know.
You guys are the ones, and even the ones of you that I talk on the side when we talk in Messenger and stuff, you guys do it to me. Whatever sweets you guys are talking about, ask my husband. That's what I end up in the kitchen making because I was craving it for a week, and I'm like, please go get it for me at the store, please, so I can make it. I don't know why. So now banana pudding is going to be on my list of things to make. Just watch.
I can get you that one. Vicky said she's making banana bread. That's what I was thinking
Yeah,
of
banana
making.
bread, she told me earlier, so that one I can make at any time. Banana bread's simple for me to throw together. I like making homemade oatmeal cookies with raisins.
Oh, she does a very good oatmeal cookie. I like making banana bread my own self. Tiffany doesn't like my banana bread as much as the kids and I like it because I put tons of chocolate chips in my banana bread.
Yeah, I'm not chocolate. I don't eat much chocolate anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore.
Says the person that just devoured almost a whole German chocolate cake.
Yeah, but German chocolate doesn't taste like.
I know what
like
you
chocolate.
mean. I know what you mean. It doesn't have
that.
chocolate chips and solid chocolate. I know. Oh, Linda's daughter has MS also. She's going to her house for Thanksgiving.
That's good. When people come to my house, I prefer to cook for them. But it would be nice if someone would clean up after themselves if they came to my house to cook. Because I know a lot of family members probably wouldn't clean up after themselves and they'd just leave the mess to us to clean, you know? It's like, no, I'll just cook in my own kitchen. But someday that's what it'll be. It'll be my kids making meals for me, and Scott too, because well he'll be coming along. It'll be my kids actually fighting over who's gonna have Thanksgiving at whose house when they're old, you know, way older, and be like, no, it's my turn to host. No, it's my turn to host. Fine, you do it. That's what we're gonna hear. There's 4 kids. Come on.
I would try to find a way to go to all of them because I'm an eater. I like to eat.
Yeah.
Well, Teresa, we do have to clean up when we go up to Mom's house, which is we're doing this year. We're going up to my mom's, which is a whole
Mom's
7
house
houses
is
up the
7
street.
houses up the street. Some of you already knew that, but yeah, 7 houses up the street is where we're going for Thanksgiving.
And I make the kids help clean up, and I do a little bit. But
Not all of my kids will be there this year, though.
I make sure the kids definitely put in their help.
So all I'm going to do is pull this over here. I'm going to keep it nice and flat. I'm going to grab a smaller ruler. Keeping it nice and flat. Sometimes I look around to the back side to make sure I'm cutting the whole thing, and I keep it up here on the line. And I just slice it right off.
You tell me where your blades are for this. I'm pretty sure I could change it out.
They're in the thing and they're very sharp, so just don't worry about it. I'll get it later.
Oh, okay.
Alright, I'm going to flip it and do the bottom one now. I'm going to line this end up.
You're scared that I'm going to cut my hand off here?
No.
Okay, well then I'll let you do it.
Yeah, definitely a way to my man's heart is through his stomach. Hoo-wee. My husband, because he works out, as you guys know, so he definitely can eat. He has to keep his calorie intake as much as he works out the calorie intake, so.
Yes, I love to take the kids to the Pizza Hut buffet. That's one of my big things because I'll eat 3 times more than them, so we always get our money's worth.
Yeah.
And my boy's a pretty big eater too.
Stop it. Let Scott help me with what, Teresa? I've been letting him help me. When we are finished with these borders, I will take you guys and show you my fancy schmancy new room and all the stuff he had to move because, well, I can't do it. So the only thing I did was organize where I wanted to put things and my fabric because I decided to actually put my fabric in order, and I'll show you guys, but I decided to actually put it in order. So anything with flowers is with flowers, big flowers with big flowers, little flowers with little flowers, polka dots with polka dots, big polka dots with big polka dots. Like I literally went all out and put, you know, large print fabrics with large print, small print, all the same stuff. So if it's a children's print, it's a whole shelf of children's print. You know what I mean? I actually went and did that. Instead of just throwing it all on one shelf, but nicely, it's all in like piles. Now I just got to remember where I keep it all. Like out here, I was used to just taking my, you know, finished whatever when I needed a border and lining it up and saying, oh, this one will work, and pull it out and put it on, you know. Now I actually have to think, what do I want to put on this?
She was talking about letting me change your rotary blade.
Oh.
My wife is quite handy though. She can change out stuff like that. She's good at stuff like that. She can work on cars. She can do everything and anything.
Yeah, if I had enough cars in the yard that broke down all the time, I would probably be able to manage a fixing car YouTube channel for women, because that's one thing I do know how to do is work on cars. Surprisingly. I don't do it though anymore. We taught my girls to.
Well, I was a mechanic in the military. That was my main job. I did a lot of other stuff in the military too, but my main job was a mechanic. And yes, Tiff and I actually work on our own cars together. She does as much as I do.
I'm the one that figures out how it all goes together and why it goes together that way, and then show him it like my point out diagram, and then he puts it together. That's pretty much what we do.
Well, you did that with the AC.
Yeah.
We fixed our own AC unit a few years back, and she did that. I did the heavy manual labor part of it, and she figured out how it worked. When it comes to the cars, I know how they work, but the AC, I had no clue what we were doing. She figured that out all on her own. She told me what to do, and I did it all. I took it apart, lifted all big stuff, and put it all back together.
I'm quite the little smarty pants when I want to be. That's kind of my idea actually for a quilt, is to do an art quilt that's got a car on it, or like an old 60s model Chevy or a Ford or something, you know? Like,
yes.
But made
a
of
muscle
art.
car? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. I know what you mean.
Or maybe even a muscle car. That would be kind of cool.
I know what you're saying. Yes, made of art. I like that.
Just take a bunch of it up and piece, you know, just glue it on where it needs to be to make a car. I think that would look awesome. That's for a future. I get all these ideas in my head. Someday I'll actually do them. Excuse me.
I agree with you, men and women should work together.
Huh?
Poor man sewing. Said that's sewing.
That's Sandy.
Yeah. We do better that way. Like I do the majority of the cooking because I do the majority of the eating. I eat all day long, but my wife's cooking is 200 times better. So whenever she cooks, I love to help her. And we worked together like today with the enchiladas, and they were amazing. They were to die for.
And I always make a ton too, like a whole heck of a lot.
Oh, now they're talking about the car to put in the quilt. So it should be a Model T.
Yeah, something that you can like take a bunch of fabric and just chop it all up and glue it in a certain spot and bam. Something that's simple though, not no new age car where you have to have curves and stuff. I'm thinking something that's square and easy to figure out without having to go get a pattern of some sort or something, you know? But I think it would be awesome to make an old car quilt and hang it up in the garage. Or, well, I'm not going to be quilting in the garage anymore, but, you know, For car lovers who have fancy garages, I think that would be an awesome buy, is to buy somebody's awesome, you know, handmade car quilt.
Heck yeah.
All right, I'm gonna finger press it back and go start from the top, and then I'll finger press the bottom when I get to it. Same thing I do every time, and I don't even bother with pressing these. By the time I iron it, it'll all lay nice and flat. I'm gonna put the most of it on my lap.
Teresa's gonna send us a picture of the best ham ever.
A picture of the best ham ever.
Yes. He says I need to get it for you. So I don't know what this is gonna be. If it's gonna be a joke or an actual real ham. Maybe it's gonna be a picture of a pig.
Yeah, PM it to me. You know, I haven't ran out of bobbin since the other day when you guys were here and I was piecing on the other borders. I'm still running on that same bobbin that I had put in, surprisingly. So I'm like keep checking to make sure that I still have it up here, that I'm still sewing and I'm not sewing without bobbin.
Do you have another one already?
Yeah, I keep them ready.
Okay, I figured. You know what you're doing.
They know me. I pre-wind a ton of bobbins purposely.
When she's saying this is no joke, it melts in your mouth. We need to stop talking about food. Y'all are gonna make me hungry again.
You make him hungry, he'll just go in and eat more enchiladas because there's plenty left over for him. Oh my god, that fly is getting annoying. He's a big one too.
He's the only one that's over here too. All the others are over there, relaxed on that window. Yeah. He's the only one that's messing.
Maybe I'll sew him.
Sew him into the quilt.
Here's one for you. Has anybody ever sewn, like if, you know, for those of you who have to sew whatever and a moth gets in your house or something, has anybody ever went to sew and a bug flew down and you sewed him?
that would be pretty rare.
Well, that would be weird because most people shoo things away, but what if it just came in and it went straight for the needle because that's where the light is and it wanted to fly in it, and you sew over a bug? Has anybody ever sewn over a bug? I never have. I'm just curious. I always ask the weirdest questions. I have sewn over my finger, but you guys all know that. I did it on a live feed video once.
Ow.
You know about that.
Yes, I know. I'm just
My
commenting.
finger
Ow.
turned black and blue for like 4 days.
I know. Teresa says, Tiffany, only you would think of that question. Of your
I'm
bug.
serious though. Moths are everywhere. Flies get everywhere, even in houses. What? Are you ever just sewing one day and it comes to the light at your sewing machine and you just go zoop, right over them? Especially like on my machine, I go fast, you know, so it's gonna end up in that. It's going too fast, you know. It'd be kind of gross though, but it'd be weird. It'd be like a once in a lifetime chance of it happening, you know. Because it will never happen again if it does. But I just thought of that because I do a lot of sewing outside, so. Alright, so I'm going to move this out of the way, finger press this back. I got to stop finger pressing as much though because I got to wait to do my nails till next month. Although
Suburban
all
Hillbilly,
next
I
month.
like that name. She said just rip it off and keep on sewing.
Yeah. Yep. Alright, let's chop this one and do the other side, and this one will be all the way around. I can press it and cut the next one and add that and be done with this. Be done. 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 So done.
Dwana says they have an electric fly swatter. Wow. I didn't.
Electric fly swatter?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before.
Neither have I.
Huh. Is it like Just a regular looking fly swatter thing.
Is it some sort of like bug zapper built into a fly swatter? I mean, I don't get it.
I never heard of that before. Alright, we find another border. Can we plug the iron in? Because in about 3 minutes I'm going to need it.
Yes, my love, that I can do. I've got lots of stuff down here.
And like I said, I didn't care which way I'm pressing everything. I'm just pressing it all back. This thing is starting to get super duper heavy. This is going to be one heavy quilt because it's not just one solid piece of material on the back like most of us do. It's literally 2 quilts.
Okay.
So it's going to have some weight to it, definitely. That's fine. Had one great for carpenter bees. Interesting. We don't really get much bees at our house. In the summertime, I get 1 or 2 that come fly around the pool, and it's always the same time every day. It's never all day. It's just once around like 5 o'clock in the evening. If we're in the pool, we'll get a bee or 2, and it's the same ones. They're probably still the same ones from the year before. They just randomly fly by us. I try to watch it though, so they don't sting the babies. Will eat your house? What? Carpenter bees eat houses?
They
What?
can burrow in, yeah.
Oh,
They can
like
burrow
into the wood?
Yeah.
Like termites almost?
Yeah, we used to get them. Becky's in Pennsylvania.
Oh.
I know what she's talking about there.
I didn't know that. And I'm out. I knew I would on this border. It's a lot of border. Makes it easy when I'm live to be able to change them real quick, you know?
Well, the fly was on your thread thing, so he's getting close to the needle. Maybe you'll get your little question in here.
It'll happen now that I
Yeah.
said it.
Yeah.
So when I have to re-change out my bobbin, you guys know it's best to come back like an inch into the stitching that you previously did. Come back like an inch instead of back stitching. That way you don't have a bunch up of fabric, it's just, or of thread into the fabric. I come back like an inch and then I just trim away the excess thread that sticks out from running out.
Diane's never even considered that a possibility, so we're... Stuffing the holes with chewing gum. My mother would do something like that. Yep. That is my mom all the way.
Yeah.
She fills drywall holes with toothpaste from nail holes. And
Okay,
hanging up
I did that a
pictures.
few times though.
Yeah.
Only because I didn't have no stuff.
Yep. That is my mother. That woman is the 100% MacGyver household. If it can't be fixed with duct tape and chewing gum and something else, then it can't be fixed.
A little bit more to go and this border's done and the next one is going to be a 6-inch border. And I'm probably just going to hook 3 together, hook 3 together, hook 3 together. No. I gotta think about this because now I'm kind of big.
Yes, I'm pretty sure she meant spackle.
What?
You're saying it works better than spackle. She spelled spackle wrong. And
Oh.
the person put question mark spackle. I'm pretty sure she meant spackle. She
Yeah.
spelled sparkle. I think she meant spackle.
Hey, I'm pretty sure you can fill holes with sparkle as well.
I don't know.
I don't know where they sell it, but maybe a unicorn can poop it out. Isn't that what they called it on that one movie? The unicorn poop was sparkle. Sparkle poop.
I don't know, honey.
It was a funny movie.
I don't know.
He was reading a kid a funny book, and he was talking about the unicorn pooping sparkle.
What? I don't know. I don't know what movie you're talking about.
Steve Carell reading to his kids. I'm trying to think of the movie. I think he was like pretending to read like I do and making up funny stories to go with the book. Maybe I watched it in the room myself and you didn't watch it with me.
I don't know. Yes, in our daycare, a lot of times we make up our own stories as we're reading the book to the girls.
Because they don't know the difference right now?
They're too young. And since they're in such a hurry to change the page, we just make the page about them and talk about something funny they did, and
Alright.
they still love it. I don't know.
Lay it nice and flat. Trim it off. My goodness, I put myself in an awkward position here.
You got it. You're good.
Wow, I cut more than I needed.
A whole lot, yeah.
Okay. You guys can see over here on my big, huge ironing board how much easier this is. Oh,
turning
it's
it
so
so I
much
can see.
nicer.
Hold on, I have to turn that light off, though. Once again, that bulb gets in the way in rooms.
This ironing
Okay,
board
that's
is
better.
like amazing. It doesn't fall. Everything is staying where I want it to stay. Oh, that's amazing. And I got, look at all this I can iron. A long ass row. Just make sure you have a long ironing cord, that's all.
Yes, Teresa, Tiff loves the ironing board. It was actually pretty quick and easy and cheap to make. It wasn't very expensive to do.
Nope, it's called free wood and free fabric because it was a sheet.
Yep.
And the batting was leftover batting from quilts. And it's like, I don't know. I forgot how many inches it was again. What's our time, by the way?
42 minutes.
Oh,
What?
look, it's an ironing board that I can actually walk around. Which makes it even awesomer.
Are we on a certain time here? You trying to get in?
Well, I'm just trying to time myself so I'm not
Oh,
too late. Like, never mind. I don't want to be on too late because
yes, I know.
it's Sunday night.
Yeah.
Usually on So Sunday it was earlier in the day, but because
I know.
we went to Walmart and dinner and all that. After making dinner, we already had to go to Walmart right away and get that done, or else it was going to be too late and I wouldn't get fabric because, yeah. There was 2 swipes instead of 3 with my ironing board being this big. So if you guys are making a baby quilt and using an ironing board this big, 1 swipe, done, baby quilt made. Impressed.
Suburban Hillbilly has insomnia too. They're gonna watch your video later. They're gonna go to sleep.
Okay.
But they have insomnia too. Look at that, honey.
Everybody has insomnia.
I know.
At
You
some point
have.
in time in their life, and I think elderly people also get insomnia just as much. I think it's just because they have nothing else better to do.
Well, maybe it's a good thing that you're teaching the quilting stuff. You have insomnia and it's giving you something to do, and it can help these ladies.
Yeah.
It can help anybody, but I mean,
Well,
it doesn't have to be a woman
Sunday,
that quilts.
So Sunday's purpose is to get everybody sewing at least 1 day a week. If you can't do it every day because you work, Sunday is usually a day not everybody works. So Sunday was to get everyone up and sewing on a Sunday. Spend a little time for yourself and get some sewing done.
Duct taped a hole in the bathtub and it lasted 3 years. I like that.
Really?
Yep, Diane did.
That's awesome. I used to tape a lot of my kids' toys if they break it and it still worked, but one piece is broken, I'd tape it
Yeah.
with the packaging tape. Love this. It lays so flat. There's so much cush underneath me. You know?
Yes. Poor man son made a tent peg out of duct tape before.
A tent peg?
Yeah.
That's cool. So like,
They're talking about
rolled it
using
up
duct tape
enough
for
to
stuff. I
tape
guess
it?
made a real big ball.
yeah. Roll it up. That would work. Because it does get stiff. There's a video actually on YouTube that these guys took and made a tire out of duct tape and they drove the car like 40 miles or something on it.
Yeah, CJ watched that.
Yeah.
You watched him make one with bubble wrap. He
Yeah,
watched
that
him
was
make
me.
one.
I watched those too.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I told you, Willie and I made a drive belt out of duct tape before for his truck to get home. It lasted long enough to get us from the lake we were out fishing, to get us from the lake to his house.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it lasted after that, but it lasted long enough to get us home. Oh no, it was to hold the tent pegs. Okay. It wasn't the actual peg itself.
All right. So that part is pressed. Now to cut 6-inch strips off of this. Okay. Line 2 ends up.
Okay, so am I going back over here now?
Yep.
Okay. Since I'm the camera guy, I guess I gotta get on my camera.
So I'm gonna cut my snowman print 6 inches and hopefully get enough. Line it up on a line.
Let's see, can we turn that light
Oh,
back on?
you can also unplug the iron too.
Hold on, I'm gonna do the light first, see if it ruined anything. I don't know if it helped or ruined anything. I'll unplug the iron though.
I would prefer to use this one.
Okay, it's unplugged.
Because this one sits in the hand better. The left hand cutting. Alright, and the ruler is 6 inches, so that's all I'm going to do. Line it up on the ruler.
I don't need to move the camera anymore, do I?
No.
Okay,
If you
because
can
I'm
see
gonna
me.
go in.
If you can see me, it's good.
I've been standing this whole time too. I'm gonna go in for 2 minutes. Let's see that. Alright.
Okay,
Love you.
love you. Alright guys, let's see. Well, it's big. Yes, it is a very big quilt. Very big. Alright. 6. I have my fabric folded in half, so line it up on a line. Hopefully I'm supposed to be able to get 13 cuts out of this. We'll see right now. Oh my goodness, let's see. Please be 6 inches. Please be 6 inches. Oh, are you kidding me? No. It's like a quarter off. So it's going to go in scrap, and I hopefully have a couple pieces of 6 inch. We'll see right now. If I have to add some, I'll just add this. No, I can't. Never mind. That's not sitting the right way. Alright, we'll just put these together and see what happens. I'm going to make one big, huge, long strip again, except the sides will be turned, so the top and bottom will be attached, and then I'll turn the sides to face outward. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just whatever. I'm not into this one either. The one where you push the handle in. That's why I got these Singer ones, because I don't know, it sits better like this. I don't know, it just doesn't sit in my hand right. Maybe it's just because I have arthritis hands, you know. So for arthritis hands, I kind of prefer the Singer because it holds differently and you can hold it. And it's two-sided. This one you have to swap the blade to the opposite side to be left-handed. This one you just use it as is and just one way or the other, you know. I don't know. These, I don't know, it just feels weird in my hand. I mean, I have tons of cutters to, you know, well, I have two of these, and then one, a little 45 millimeter one. Or not 45, 28, I think is what it is. 28 millimeter. It's a small one, which I don't use very often, only for like applique and cutting little things out. Not when I'm cutting big stuff like this though. I want to get a 60 millimeter, the bigger one, someday. What am I going to do on that? Yeah, it'll be cut after it's quilted. I'm taking this will be what's being scalloped into, as well as from the top of the quilt has the green, you know. So this will get scalloped, and the back side will be that the snowman print. So that way it has the same last border, same size and everything, because the other one is 6 inches also, so it'll lay just right. And I'm going to quilt that edge with, I already know how I'm quilting the edge, and I'm just going to do a piano key quilting. To me, it's great borders, and especially looks good on scalloped borders. And that way I could just cut it after it's quilted, when I'm ready to just trim the whole quilt at once. Trying to stack all this up so I can cut all the selvage off at once. Yeah, I think I would probably do better with a bigger one. I don't know. I like this I like this size, but the bigger one, because I do cut a lot of yardage, I think it would be nice to have the bigger one, because I like to cut through more than, I'm so used to cutting through like 5 and 6 layers of fabric, you know, so it kind of seems only smart to, you know, have a bigger one for that purpose. So I'm just going to use my little ruler, cut all these selvages off. myself. There's like a lot of layers here. And one more time. All right, down to my salvage pile. Ta-da! Now I'm just going to sew all these together the same way, and then hook them on and be done. All right, let me put this where I can see you guys talking. Let's see. I sent to me a picture. Facebook private message. With you. I'm exhausted. Fibromyalgia. Yeah. I'm gonna recover for more than it's super thick. I cut 6 layers. I definitely want. Yeah. See, that's what I do, Diane. I cut a lot of layers at once, so it's nice to have. It would be nice to have more than the smaller ones, the 45s. All right. So same thing, except I'm gonna make sure while I'm doing this that I don't turn any of these upside down. So I'm going to make sure when I put them right sides together that I come over and grab it and make sure that they're lining the same direction. I don't care if they line up or not because the fabric is kind of busy. So if 2 half snowmans come together, I don't care because it is a busy fabric. So these ones I'm just going to hook 3 together. No. I'm just going to make one big huge long row and hope that I come to where I'm supposed to be. Because they're getting flipped anyway. Aw, thank you. I'm trying. I still have this thing right here to finish. I have a big quilt here that I'm working on, but I gotta finish free motion quilting it because I was doing it. This is what I was saying I could put under my lap if I wanted to, because it's sitting right here, but I have to finish quilting it because it's a disaster. Yeah. So this is the one that I showed you guys what I was doing on the frame, but I got frustrated on the frame. So I just took it off the frame and decided to free motion quilt it. I just ended up basting the rest of it together on the frame so that it can be easily free motion quilted. Alright, making sure all these are facing the same direction. Yeah, I have the sniffles. I've been nursing a sinus, and I guess an infection. Honestly, I think it was an infection. And a cough. I can't lay flat. I've been sleeping with my bed, the head of it, you can make it go up or down. And I've been sleeping with it tilted up so that I can, and then pillows under my head to keep myself upright. And a lot of Vicks Vapor Rub and lots and lots of sinus medication and allergy medicine just to, at night it's worse and in the morning it's worse. It's never really that bad during the day when I'm up and moving around, but as soon as I stop and lay down and sit or anything for the rest of the day, that's when it all comes out. And unfortunately, with my MS, I can't cough without peeing my pants or blow my nose without peeing my pants. So all that I do in the bathroom and the rest of the day, I just do that constantly, sniff it up. Sometimes there's a lot more though, sucking up a lot of snot and then I spit it out. And my bladder can't handle coughing or blowing my nose, so I sit on the toilet to do that. I feel like an old lady. Well, I can't say that because you guys, some of you are older ladies, but you guys probably know exactly what I mean. It sucks. Can't do anything anymore. I'm gonna make some noise on the door. Maybe he'll bring me water. Stop! See if he heard me. We have thin walls. Yeah. I just have to get a desk. I cannot for the life of me find a desk with the drawers. You know, the drawers that are at desks, they're usually on the right side. I don't want them on the side that my machine sits on. I want the drawers on the left so that I can sit on the right with my sewing machine and have the whole left side of the desk as the part that carries the quilt, that the quilt sits on. I've looked all over my local yard sale sites and stuff, like on Facebook and local get rid of sites, sale sites or whatever, and I cannot find a desk where the drawers are on the left instead of the right. And then the ones that I have found that they're on the left, they're nice desks, and I wouldn't want to chop into the top of them to set my machine down into them like I did on the desk that's out here. But the desk that's out here is an office desk, and it won't fit through the doorways of any doorway in our house. So it can't come in the house. So I have to get a different desk and then just junk this one or chop the rest of the top off and make two different little sections out of it, like two little drawers, little cabinets. But I can't wait to start being in the house full time. I got some fabric in there. I'll show you guys in a few as soon as I'm done here. You guys can be like, oh, what? Because it's actually really nice out there, in there. I was surprised how well it's coming out in the house. Organ needles is what I use in the Juki. I'd show you, but I actually don't have any sitting up here. I'm still working on this. I'm working with the same needle as what was, I gotta fix this real quick. So if you ever, I'm working on the same needle from when I started the back. I changed it from the front one because I was doing applique, but I was also on the other machine. But the back side has had a fresh needle this whole time. But here's something I want to show you. I don't know if you can see this against my hand. See that cut? So what happened was the material was wrinkled like this underneath the bottom side where I couldn't see, and it put that lip in there. So I don't know if that's going to end up the side that's going to be hooked to the quilt, because if it was, it needs to come off. If it was only this straight side right here, I wouldn't worry about it, but I don't think that's the side that's hooking to the quilt's top, the quilt piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lie this flat on the table, and I'm going to use the ruler to cut that edge off and straighten it up real quick. Sometimes that happens if you don't press your fabric first. I kind of was just in a hurry, so everything just got cut the way it is, you know. But I'm going to straighten it real quick right here, and wow, that's a really big bow right there. From it, it really got a nick that I'm going to have to cut right off. That's like a 1/4 inch of fabric that's coming off right there. So see, I ended up cutting this much off. I don't know if you guys can tell, but that was a big, because of the fold. So when I go to sew it on the quilt, since I'm not pressing until afterwards, when I go to sew it onto the quilt top, I will, all I have to do is just make sure that when I'm sewing that fold stays open. You know, when I come up to it, it just lays nice and flat and it sews with it. That's what you do when you have that problem. Just for those of you who want to know. It's happened to me before because there's sometimes I don't press my fabric first, but all of my personal fabric that I don't have to go buy when I make a quilt is already pre-pressed. I get insomnia issues where I come outside and I actually was pre-pressing all my fabric before I bolted it up. So. yeah, most of my fabric is already nice. Ugh. Good night, Sinead. So yeah, I use organ needles though on the Juki, and on the other one, on the Brother, I have some organ. I just buy whatever's on sale or whatever's cheapest at the time or whatever I can afford. But the Juki, it only gets organ needles, and I use a different size for different threads. Right now, I have a 90-14 in here for a 30 weight thread. I used to have a little chart hanging in here, what thread goes with what size needle, but I don't know what happened to it. It was hanging on the wall before I moved it around the last time. I'm hoping I have enough fabric too, if this is what you're talking about, Diane, because I'm like, this is it. This is the last of this fabric. So if I have to add like 2 or 3 inches, I'll be good, but I don't have another 6-inch strip worth. So I'm hoping this is enough. My husband helped me with the math, so I'm hoping I did it right. We will see. If not, I'll have to get creative. Very creative. Alright, so I'm going to find my and I'm going to find the top of the quilt, because this is, technically it's another quilt, so I'm just going to lay that down for a second. And I'm going to find the directional top, because both of these top and backing of this quilt are both directional. Throw that up there. And I'm going to put the top on first. So it's directional, so I want to come down this way so that when I open it, it faces upright. So I want it to open facing where all my snowmen are the correct way. So if I sewed it on the wrong way, then if you flip it back, you'll know if you have it right. So that's how I know. Again, I'm not pressing, because I don't see the point until honestly, everything has been laying perfectly flat. My new ironing board is making sure of that for sure. I am back stitching though, because this is a pretty thick border. I'm ironing on that little iron twin quilt. Yeah, before, when I was in the house over the summer, you guys remember my little ironing board? Oh my god, I was struggling with that thing. That's why I ended up bringing in the regular size ironing board, and I hate that too because of the tip. I'll still use my other one. I still have a whole nother ironing board. This one was an extra one. So I'll still use it. I'll just have it in the downward, like having it, because it adjusts from really taller to smaller. I'll have it in the lower position, and I'll keep it to the desk next to me so I can just sew, press, make it easy on myself. And then this one will be for when I'm doing, once I start putting rows and stuff together, I'll have Scott set it up for me every time, but I'll keep it out of the way. Well, I'm not going to be in heat no much longer, or cold. We have the door, I even have the door closed because it's chilly for me. Since I'm sick. But you guys have to give me a second, because nobody ever came out here for give me a water. It's a good thing I had one still out here. I leave a water at every desk. That way I make sure I stay hydrated. Okay. Oh, and another thing I need to find for my room is a chair. I need to sit my butt in a bunch of chairs and find the best chair for my sewing room. I kind of want one that goes up and down and moves around and is on wheels, like an office chair, but with really good butt cushion. Right now I'm sitting on a bar stool, and it's wood, and it hurts my bum. Can you guys even see my face? There's the machine in the way. I like when you guys can see me. Oh, and with big, huge borders, try not to tug, pull, or anything, because let me tell you, the bigger ones stretch so much easier than littler borders. So like, say if you were putting a 2.5 inch border, it doesn't stretch as much as a 6-inch border would. This 6-inch border is really wanting to tug and pull with all the heaviness that's laying down here. So I'm making sure with every like 10 inches or so that I'm sewing 6 to 10 inches of, and I'm just like nicely laying it on here, but I'm also holding it steady. Because this really wants to stretch right here. It's really heavy. Go to the sewing center. I had an office chair. They suck for sewing. Mine is not picking up the thread right away. We'll see an inch or so before it will start sewing right. I wondered if it could be the needle. So you're saying that you're not, you're starting to sew and your thread is falling out of the needle, or you're starting to sew and it's not showing on your fabric until you get in? Because what also could be happening is you're starting off too fast. Like if I just step on the pedal real quick, like that, sometimes I de-thread. It always, like, I can't say it always happens, but it happens a lot at the beginning of starting something. And I always think, oh, I gotta change my needle, but it's not usually the needle. It's just because you go too fast. If you start real slow and then speed up, so if you just go this and then fast, that also keeps the thread in the needle properly. Or it will catch the thread. So before it catches your bobbin thread? Is that what you're trying to say? I'm not getting it done. Oh, it's okay, Susan. Nice to have you here. I was going to finish this border up and then take you guys in to see my room, my so far sewing room in the house. This is taking so much longer than I thought it would. Alright, so I'm almost to the end. And I'm just going to come to the end, back stitch, and do my same end cutting. This fabric is also heavier. I think it's because it's got glitter and stuff all over it or something. I don't know, but it's a lot heavier. Line it up. Make sure it's cutting it all. Alright. So if the top is up like this, see? So this is directional. So the top, the snowmen are up. So when I go to the bottom, I'm actually going to be sewing the snowman fabric a different way. This thing is huge. So let's find the bottom. Bring it up here. So what I mean is, I don't know how well you guys can see when I'm laid down right here, but now I have to find the other end of this fabric. Oops, Got stuck on the needle. Now I have to go all the way to the other side. Okay, and find my other end because now I want it to face downward. So I'm going to hold it right here, making sure that all my snowmen are facing the right way, and then put it right sides together so that they go on properly. It's the only thing about directional fabric. So this definitely has a top and a bottom on this quilt. Okay, so I bring it over to me just like this so I can make sure and then see what you're saying. So an enter two. Okay, so evening ladies, sorry you late. Hey Susan, message your check it comes in here. I was so happy with my borders on my king quilt. The directional and they laid out so nice. Last one was 6.5 inches, so I was sending. It was also got a great deal on Amazon. That's where I get mine, is on Amazon also with my organ needles. Yeah, your king quilt for your son, Teresa, came out absolutely amazing. Hey, and Teresa, just go put it on my Instagram. You know, tag it with the Tiffany's Quilting Life so everyone else can come in and see it. How about that? So everyone can see, so you can share it for everyone to see it. And your son won't see it pre-gifting there because he doesn't see my Tiffany's Quilting Life Instagram. So if you want to share it with all the other ladies, everyone knows the link to Instagram is below. And if you hashtag something Tiffany's Quilting Life, then everyone else here can see it. If you guys want to share your projects, it's mainly just for you guys to all share your projects and or share projects that we do here that are like follow-alongs, but you guys could share all your other projects there too if you want. It's not coming up from the bobbin. Then you might have to check your bobbin area, clean it out maybe, or re-thread take the bobbin. Are you a top-loaded bobbin or a side-loaded bobbin, Barbara? Yes, top or side. I don't know. I'll wait for you to say something. I'll start on this real quick. And I just realized I de-threaded all that moving everything around right here. And of all my machines, this is the only one I've never learned this stupid threader. It's a good thing I can still see the hole to thread it, because it's the only one that I've never learned how to use that machine threader. Cuts the thread really short. Yeah, mine cuts it short too. On your needle, Diane, is that what you're talking about? Actually, I think I have. Aha. Yeah, I get a big, huge pack on Amazon. Each pack has 10 needles in it on the organ ones. And I get 12s, 90/14s, 12s. I get 11s. I have a whole another. I have more than one bag of these, but. And then I get 116s. Like when you're quilting certain projects, actually for certain weight threads, certain cotton weight threads, and certain silk, you can use silk thread in some of these. I don't have my chart on the wall. I don't know what happened to it, but I actually have a chart that says what thread uses what size needle the best. And I've never had an issue when I change out my needles with. I don't have much needle issues when I'm quilting if I use the right needle for the right thread. Of course, this machine, when it was on the frame, obviously had lots of issues. my foot pedal is on a box because I'm sitting on a stool and my feet can't reach the ground because I'm short. But it's a slick box and my foot pedal keeps sliding to the end of it. Once I'm in the house, I have carpet. So I won't have no sliding foot pedal problems. I can't take machines in until I have a desk to even put them on. You know? Can anybody see how long I've been on? Is it possible, or do I have to go look? Because I need to be able to go in and take my medicine after I get off. So. Plus, I still want to be able to go in and show you guys my room. Well, this is so far of my room. $81 minutes. Okay. All right. I'm gonna get this piece on, and then I'll get off of here and take you guys in. Hold on, I turned my YouTube off on my phone for a second. Okay. Side I have the same machine as you. I've cleaned it and checked the bobbin. I don't know what to tell you, Barbara. Every time I have any issues at all, I just clean out the bobbin area. I clean up here. I rethread both top and bobbin thread, which usually fixes 90% of the problems is rethreading. You could also have something in your bobbin area that's out of place if it's not bringing thread up right away. It could just be offset by so much. Can you turn the 2 lights on in the room? In the bedroom, so I can go in as soon as I'll be done with this order in a second, and I'm gonna take everyone in.
Yeah, I saw.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
My husband fell asleep. All right, guys. All right, let me trim this off. And I'll show you guys these 2 folded back so you can see that the directional lines up the way they're supposed to. It's nice and straight. Hoping there's enough to do the last 2 sides. So if this was pressed back, I'm not going to press it back now, but I'll just kind of... I'm trying not to use my fingernails as much because I have really brittle nails and I got them to the length I need to get my nails done, but my husband says I can't do it until after December 9th, so I have to wait to go get my nails done. I just get acrylic, an overlay, so here's it directional like that, so see.
Tiffany.
Thank you. So this guy is my knowing the directional, all of my snowman fabric throughout this backing shows my directional way that this is supposed to face, so that when I lift up the top, he faces the proper way as well. Okay, faces the same way. So the sides, when I attach it, I want it to face this way. So, no. I want it to face this way, outward. So, when I put the sides on, I will just make sure that the direction makes them go to the side like that. So this side will face out and the other side will face out the opposite way. So when you do directional borders, especially if they're busy prints, I would strongly suggest using a mitered border on the corner right here. But if you're just trying to throw something together like what I'm doing right now, if it's a really busy print, it's not going to be that much of a big deal to connect them, you know, side to side like that. But I will make sure that when it's hanging off of a bed that this side faces down and then the other side faces down the other way. So if you guys understand what I'm saying there. So with directional fabric, there's a lot of flipping to make sure each side faces the correct way, but it works. Unless you pre-cut some strips facing one way and then you open your fabric and fold it a different way and then cut all your other strips the other way. That's the best way to get it, but I'm hoping that I have enough left here, I should, to finish this off. But for now, I am going to come around. I'm going to turn this part off and I am going to take you guys inside. Okay, let me take a drink of my water. Give me 2 seconds. Alright, ready for this one, guys? Let's go for a field trip. Alright, this is something I don't ever usually do, but I want to be able to see comments, so. Alright, we're going on a field trip, guys. Oh, and you can see my disaster. Like, there's tons of stuff everywhere, because everything was moved. And the shelves are empty, and so. Alright, let's go on a field trip. Through the house. And it gets kind of dark in a few spots and then undark and then dark and then undark. So field trip, field trip. All right. Okay. I'm gonna turn the camera around and you guys can see my awesome room. Ready? Here we go. Bam! Look at that. So, there's one shelf. My big, huge thing that had my fabric. Let me walk into the room.
Mom, I love you.
Love you too, buddy. There's my. It's darker in this room. Sorry, guys. I haven't got no lights in here yet. So there's the other shelf. So that whole wall is all shelves. And then there's more. I've got my little stand that's all my jelly rolls and charm squares. I still have 3 shelves to fill. The closet's still got all my daughter's stuff in it, but for now this is just one wall, and well, 2 sort of walls. And then I got myself a little sit chair that I'm gonna throw a quilt on, and my things that I keep all my scrap fabric in, and yeah, and the other side is still nothing yet. This is where the desk and stuff's gonna go, in here. And then there's a quilt that I made for my, hello Michelle, the quilt that I made for my daughter. It's the footprints in the sand saying, and then her stuff is still on the walls, and I'm gonna use her TV in here for background sound and music. But as you can see, it's a 12 by 11 room, so I got plenty of floor space when I go to you know, lay out quilts. I'll have the floor to be able to work with. But yeah, this is my space, guys. I'm gonna hang a quilt up here on the wall in between this, and then I have my little old-fashioned sewing box up there, and then I have another old-fashioned sewing box there, and a thing of thread. And yeah, it's coming together. I'm trying to make sure everything looks nice, you know, and cleaned up. And like the shelf is layer cakes and stuff. I wanted it to be like display-like at the same time. So, and like I said, all my polka dots are with my polka dots. Oh, I see it got kind of dark now, you guys can't tell. But yeah, it's coming along, so. All right, guys. Oh, I can sit down in my lovely chair here. So, hey everyone. Yeah, this is my sewing room, and as soon as a desk in here, then I will start in here. Oh, and more lights, because obviously you guys can't see me very well. Because all I have is the stand-up light, and the one on the ceiling is not bright at all. So this is my sewing room. I'll figure out the lighting from outside and put it in here to where it looks better. Because you guys will never be able to see me in videos if I don't light this room up somehow. So, and then during the day, if I make daytime videos, I could just open this curtain behind me because there's a big window here which lights up the room pretty good. So, other than that, I just got to get everything else brought in, you know, and then a desk, obviously. Oh, excuse me. Obviously, a desk. That's it. So, thank you guys for joining me on Sew Sunday. I got some sewing done, but I have a lot more cleaning and organizing to do. And as you can tell, I'm OCD about my organization skills. So, it'll be a while before everything is just the way I want it. So, alright guys, thank you for coming and joining me, and I'll show you guys when after I'm done with the borders. You guys will see the finished quilt either way. So you guys will get to see that soon. So for those of you who are new, don't forget to subscribe down there. There's a subscribe button. And other than that, yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Good night. Bye.